I signed an NDA 10 years ago when I joined the Forest Service. They told me Sector 4 didn't exist. They told me the missing hikers just got lost. But you don't seal a cave with 3-inch steel doors because of lost hikers. I'm breaking my silence because whatever we heard scratching behind those doors, it's starting to get out. Story 1. The hiker who came back wrong. The official report said a solo hiker went missing near the northern ridge. Standard procedure, search grid, thermal sweep, drone pass. Nothing unusual, at least not at first. Weather conditions were stable, no storm interference, no terrain hazards that would trap someone for long, which meant he should have been easy to find. But for 2 days, nothing showed up. No heat signature, no movement, no sign he'd ever even been there. Then on the 3rd morning, just after sunrise, he walked out of the tree line. Not stumbled, not crawling, walked, calm, steady, focused, like he knew exactly where he was going. That alone should have raised alarms, but what made it worse was how he looked. His clothes weren't torn, his skin wasn't scratched, and his boots were completely clean. No mud, no debris, no wear from miles of hiking, like he hadn't been walking through the forest at all. We checked the ground behind him. Soft soil, damp from morning dew, perfect for tracking movement. There was nothing. No footprints, no drag marks, no displaced leaves. It was like he had simply appeared at the edge of the forest and decided to keep going. When we brought him in, he answered questions. At first, said he took a wrong turn, followed a trail that looked easier, but every time we asked him to describe it, the details changed. Sometimes it was narrow, sometimes wide, sometimes it sloped downward, sometimes it didn't. Then he stopped describing it like a place at all, and said something that got the interview shut down early. It wasn't a trail. It just knew where I was trying to go. We pressed him one last time, asked what he saw out there. He hesitated, then said quietly, it wasn't empty. 3 weeks later, he moved. Didn't tell anyone, didn't leave a forwarding address, didn't pack half his belongings, just disappeared from his own life the same way he came out of those woods, without leaving a trace behind. Story 2. The radio that called us by name. The wildfire crew assigned to the eastern perimeter wasn't supposed to find anything. Their job was simple. Monitor dead zones, log interference, report equipment issues. That's it. They weren't there to explore. They weren't there to investigate. They were there to confirm that nothing was happening. Night 3 changed that. At 2:17 a.m., their primary radio picked up a signal. That shouldn't have been possible. The frequency it came through had been inactive for over 10 years. No assigned units, no archive transmissions scheduled, just static. Then, a voice. Unit 12, confirm position. They checked logs immediately. No Unit 12, no overlapping channel bleed, no known source. They responded anyway. Protocol says you don't ignore a live call. That's when the voice changed. Not louder, not distorted, closer. You're standing too close to the boundary. The crew looked at each other. No one had said where they were, no one had transmitted coordinates. Then the radio spoke again, and this time it used a name, a real name. One of the men on that crew, not his call sign, not his ID, his actual name. Everything stopped. No one spoke, no one moved. Then the voice said something that got written down in every internal report after groups are easier to learn. They shut everything down, pulled power, disconnected the antenna, removed the battery, standard protocol for signal anomaly. But the radio didn't stop. Click, click, click. Even powered off. Even opened up. Even with components removed, it kept making noise. Like something wasn't using the device, just passing through it. By morning, every piece of equipment they had was showing interference. Not outgoing, incoming. A second layer of signal. Tracking them, adjusting to them, staying with them. They left before sunrise, and none of them ever came back to that sector. Story 3. The fire that refused to cross. The burn was scheduled weeks in advance, controlled, measured, routine, wind speed accounted for, fuel load mapped, containment lines established. Everything about it was predictable, until it wasn't. The fire started normally, spread outward, followed terrain, moved with airflow. Then it slowed, then it shifted. Instead of moving with the wind, it moved against it, climbing uphill, avoiding dense fuel patches, skipping areas that should have ignited instantly. Fire crews noticed it first, said it looked like the fire was thinking, choosing where to go, and more importantly, where not to go. Then came the aerial imaging. That's when everything changed. From above, the fire wasn't spreading randomly. It was forming a shape, a perfect circle. Inside that circle, nothing burned, no flame, no smoke, no heat, just darkness, like the fire had drawn a boundary and refused to cross it. Command shut the operation down immediately. No explanation given, no public record filed. The entire area was reclassified overnight. Internally, it was given a name, Sector 4, not because we discovered it, but because something inside it had already defined itself. Story 4, The Ranger Who Clocked Out Twice. There was a ranger stationed on the western perimeter, quiet guy, consistent, never caused problems. According to logs, he clocked out at 7:42 p.m. Cameras showed him leaving, getting in his truck, driving away. Everything normal. At 8:03 p.m., he walked back into the station, clocked out again. Same face, same uniform, same everything, but something was off. He didn't look at anyone, didn't respond when spoken to, didn't hesitate, just walked in, clocked out, left. Parking lot footage showed only one truck. It never returned. They called him. He answered, sounded normal. Then they asked, "Did you come back?" Silence. Then, "No." They told him what they saw, and he said something that shut the whole thing down. Then why did I just pass myself on the road? Same truck, same headlights, same driver, looking straight ahead, not reacting, not blinking. Camera footage showed nothing. Only one vehicle, only one timeline. He quit the next day. But before he left, he said, "It's not copying how we look. It's copying when we are." Story 5, The Scratching Behind the Steel. The steel doors weren't supposed to raise questions. 3 inches thick. Reinforced hinges. Buried access point deep in restricted land. Official explanation. Structural hazard. Unstable cave system. That was the story we were told. Until night shift started reporting sounds. 3 scratches. Pause. 3 scratches again. At first they called it animals, then shifting metal, then temperature stress. But it kept happening. Same rhythm, same timing. Every night. One ranger got closer than he was supposed to. Close enough to hear detail. He said it wasn't random. It stopped when he stopped moving, started when he moved again, like it was reacting to him. Then he did something that changed everything. He responded. Just a small sound, nothing clear, just enough to answer back. The scratching stopped completely. 7 seconds of silence, then it started again. Faster, closer, matching his timing. That's when lockdown hit. Full containment protocol, no approach, no contact, no acknowledgement, because it wasn't trying to get out. It was learning how interaction worked. After that, everything changed. Not publicly, but internally. We stopped asking what was inside Sector 4 and started asking how much it had learned, because the scratching didn't stay contained. Reports started coming in from outside the perimeter. Same pattern. 3 scratches, pause. 3 scratches again, different locations, same timing, and then came the part they didn't want documented. The steel doors, they weren't scratched in one place anymore, they were scratched in multiple points simultaneously, not random, coordinated, like something inside had mapped the structure, understood it, adapted to it, and then we realized something too late. It wasn't trying to break through, it was figuring out how the barrier worked. Because once something understands a system, it doesn't need to force its way out. It finds another way, and we had already seen that. in voices, in signals, in behavior, in people. It wasn't trapped behind those doors. It had already started moving outside them, learning, copying, replacing, and whatever made that scratching sound was never trying to escape. It was practicing. I signed an NDA 10 years ago. I broke it tonight. And if you're hearing this, then it's already closer than it should be. Because Sector 4 was never just a place. It was a lesson. And something inside finally learned the answer. If you made it this far, you know this isn't just a story. Go ahead and like the video. It helps more people hear the things that don't make it into official reports. Subscribe if you want more of what's really out there. The stuff that isn't supposed to be talked about. And if you've ever experienced something you couldn't explain, leave it in the comments. Because sometimes the more these stories line up, the less they feel like stories.